of the introductions and also the files related to the manuals or any links here. Okay, so everyone can find these resources. Okay, and also for today's slides, the handouts, it will be uploaded to another section, which will be, let me check. It's also the reference and then the database promotion, this item. Okay, click at this database promotion, and then you will see here are all the courses we have already done in this semester. And then because Turnitin is the last one in this semester, and you will find the handout and the video after I think will be 1 week later to be uploaded here. That's okay? Okay, thank you. So let's begin our class today. So the presentation will take about 1 hour and will mainly cover 3 parts. The first one is the features about Turnitin and what can the system do for me. And the second one will be the most important part, which is how to use Turnitin. I'll show you, walk through how to activate your account and how to upload your paper, and then how to interpret the similarity report. And then the last one will be the FAQs and the resource, but that's the pages that I just presented for you. So let's begin from what can I do with Turnitin. Turnitin is a text similarity checking system, and it can help you to know better the text similarity between your own work and the sources it indexed in the system. For example, you can submit your report, your master or doctoral dissertation, or your research manuscript, etc. And the steps are very simple. The first one, you have to submit your papers to the system, and then it will check against the very immense databases. And then you can get your similarity report within 15 minutes or half an hour. And based on the report, you can examine and revise your own work repeatedly, then to enhance the originality of your works. Then the next is, how can the system process the similarity check? It is because they have a very big, immense database come from 3 primary sources. The first one calls Internet, and it's papers, the web pages archived on the Internet. And then the second one is the student papers, which are submitted by Turnitin users all around the world, including your institution. And the last one is the scholarly and journal articles from publishers and aggregators. So there are more than 1,500 international publishers cooperate with this company, and many leading publishers and open access repositories from various fields such as biology, chemical, engineering, science, etc. You can see all the icons here, and there are more than that. And they are all share the contents and the publications with Turnitin as a source to check against the similarity. And publishers also rely on the system to protect their credibility and reputation. That means the editors may also screen your manuscript before it is published. And about the languages Turnitin supports, not only in English, text in other 29 languages can be checked. And when you have your account, 20 languages are supported in the user interface. So after when you applied for your account and you already activate it, you can change the interface to the language that you prefer. Okay, let's move to this part, the walkthrough from the account activation and submitting document and reviewing, then download the similarity report. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different parts. The first one is how to set up your account. For students, you have to reach out to your department office staff to apply for a Turnitin account. So when you go to your department office, there will be someone who is in charge of the Turnitin account setup and the consult. So you can go to him or her and then ask for applying an account. Then, after the staff adding you to his or her class, you will receive a welcome email in your email inbox. And I believe it will be your CYCU email inbox. And here I'm putting two different screenshots. The left one is the English version, and the right-hand side is the Chinese version. So after you have your slides here, you can follow the steps by checking these slides. And even if you got this Chinese version of the welcome email, because the email will be depend on which languages your instructor chosen for you. If the staff has chosen the Chinese for you, you will receive a Chinese version welcome email. But don't panic about that, because after your activation of your account, you can always change your language interface to English or other languages. Okay, so the next will be here, the begin of the email indicates your first name and the last name created by the staff in Turnitin. So, for example, this is Miss Jane Doe. Doe is her last name. So we will use her last name in our next step. And you can also check your which will be your last name when you're looking at this welcome email. Then please click at Set Up Account, the red button. Then it will lead you to the next step. Here, account setup. We have to enter our email address that you received the welcome email, which will be the CYCU email address, and also the last or the family name, which I just explained in our previous slides. For example, Miss Jane Doe. Doe is her last name, so she has to input Doe, D-O-E here. Okay, and then we have to click at the next. If you just see a combination is wrong pop up, you have to confirm with the staff, which will be your email address or your last name information. And then you have to input the correct information into this blank. Then click on the next. And after that, a new email will be sent to your inbox with this subject, which is set up your Turnitin account. And it will include one link for set up your password. The link will be expire after 24 hours. So once you see this message, you have to go back to your CYCU email inbox and then find that new email and then proceed the next steps to complete the account activation. That will be better. So let's go back to our email inbox, and here I already find this new email, which is set up your Turnitin account. Here I can find many different links because it tells me that please click at here to create your password. So please everyone click at this link here. If you find that the link expired, maybe because it's already over 24 hours, if that's the case, you can always click at another here to request a new email, and then the system will resend this welcome email to you, and then you can follow another here at the top and then go to the next step, which is set up your password. So let's click at the here. Then when create your password, you have to input at least 12 characters long, the combination of your password, which including upper and a lower case of letters, and at least one number and one special characters, which we already explained here for you. Okay, please follow these rules. And then you have to confirm the same combination, and then click at the next button. And if it's always good, you will be led to the next stage, which is account setup complete. Then you can use the CYCU email address and the new password you just set up to click at the login page. And when you log into the system, you will see a page in gray here. In the center, you can see here is a secret question drop-down menu. Please choose one of the secret questions here. The use of this secret question will be in one day. If you've just forgotten your password, it will ask you about your answer, and then you have to input in another blank, and then the system will help you to reset your password. So in the center, after you have chosen a secret question and then input your question answer in the blank here, you can click at the next button. Then the last step will be the user agreement. If everything is okay, you can click at I agree, continue, and then the stage is completed. Then you can start to use the service to check for your paper. So that's very simple and easy. You can also always follow the steps in these slides. Then let's see one question about I didn't find any emails sent from Turnitin in my email inbox, and what can I do? If that's the case, you can follow the reset your password steps to activate your account. And if you have any questions, you can contact the library or contact the department staff, and he or she will help you to resolve your issue. So the next chapter, I'll show you how to reset my password. So if you have forgotten your password or you have any issues when you are activating your account, you can follow these steps of reset your password to activate your account or retrieve your reset your new password. So how do we do to reset the password? The first one, we have to go to the front page of Turnitin, which is www.turnitin.com, and then you will see this website. Then click at Login at the top right of the page. Then it will lead you to this page in blue. But here we just forgot our password, or I have issues when I activating my account, so I cannot input anything here. So everyone, please follow this route. Forgot your password, click here. Then the system will ask you to reset the user password. Please enter your email address that you received a welcome email. Maybe that's the CYCU email address. Or if not the case, you can always check, confirm with your department staff. And after you enter this, there are two different situations. If you remember your secret question that you already set up for, you can fill out the answer here, and then it will show you the rules of setting new password. And then after you confirm the passwords, you can log into the system. That's the first scenario. You remember the secret, the answer to the secret question you just set up. If that's not the case, I didn't remember any of my answer to the secret question. Don't be panicked, because you can always click at forgot your answer, click here, and then it will show you, the system will send you another email, and it'll also include a link that will be expired after 24 hours, and it's including a link to set up the new password. Then after that, we just go back to our email inbox, the CYCU email inbox. You will receive that new email. Then the details here, you can check that. Please click here and follow the instruction provided. So that's the link to set up the new password. But if the link expires after 24 hours, you can click at another here to request a new email, just as we presented in our previous chapter. Then the same, you can reset your password here, which has to be at least 12 characters long. And then please be reminded that it has to include at least one number, upper and lower cases, and also special characters. And the last stage, you can log into the system with your new password, and everything will be done, and you can start to use the service. That's the how to activate and how to reset our password to log into the system. So everyone has any questions related to the first two chapters? Okay, let's proceed. So I'll show you how to submit your papers. And let's review how to log into the system. That's the same when we set up the password. Please go to the www.turnitin.com and click at the login on the top right of the page. Then you will see, and you will see the page in blue here. And then please enter your email address, CYCU email address, and the password, and then click at login. Then you can access the system. So I think you may add this blue page in your bookmark or my favorite. So the next step, the next time when you want to log into Turnitin, you can find it very quickly. So that's our student homepage. It's very simple and has different buttons. So I'll show you what they do for. The first one, user info, is to change your password here. If you'd like to change your password in certain time, a certain period, you can go to that and change it. Then the second one is the language setting. Just like I presented in my previous slides, you can change different languages when after you're activating your account. So please choose one that you prefer. Then in the center, here are the class informations. Here are including the class names, the instructor's name, and the start date and end date. You will know that the class are created by the department staff or your own instructors, and the length of the activation period, which means you can use between the start date and end date. And if a class is expired, you have to contact the instructor, which may be your department office staff or your own instructor, and then tell them that your class has been expired and you want to be enrolled in a new class. Then you can continue to use the service to check for your papers. Please do not click at this drop class because it will drop you out of the class, and all the records and the submissions you have submitted will be disappear. So that will be a little bit complicated. So please do not click at the drop class button, the trash can icon here. And then if you would like to submit your paper, you can click at the name of the class and go into the assignment inbox. And we are in the assignment inbox page here. Here you may see multiple columns. Each column is an assignment folder, which can let you to submit your papers or your documents to check for the similarity. And here are my example assignments. So the number of assignment folders are depending on your instructor. If your department staff create one for you, you may only have one. If your instructors created multiple folders for you, you may have multiple. So it depends. If you have any questions, you can go to your instructor or your staff and then discuss with them. And here we can see different type of buttons. When the submit button is in blue, that means it's available for you to check your papers or submit your homework. If it's in gray, the submission is unavailable. Maybe you can check with your instructor and ask them about why will be it expired or unavailable to submit papers. Then we can click at the submit button to start to upload your paper. And before starting our submission, let me show you what kind of documents are available to check for these similarities. The system can check only the text. It cannot identify any images, forms, graphics, etc. And furthermore, files generated by LaTeX, which is a kind of document preparation system, cannot be accepted by the system. And then the documents you are going to submit must less than 100 megabytes and 800 pages. If it exceeds the limit, the system will not accept that files and it will fail to upload. And you can use Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Microsoft Edge to submit your papers, but do not use the Internet Explorer because it's an old browser, which will have some issues when you use Turnitin. And here are some file types which can be checked for the similarity. For example, the DOC or DOCX generated by Microsoft Word, or Excel, PowerPoint, etc., and also the PDF. If you would like to upload PDF, the file must not protect it with password, and it must contain highlightable text, which means if you're using the cursor to copy and paste a paragraph, it can be the text within it can be copied and pasted to the word processor, which is Microsoft Word or a Notepad, etc. If that's doable, that means you can submit that file to Turnitin, and it will show you the similarity score. If that's not the case, the file cannot be accepted by the system, and you will have a failed submission. Then let's proceed our submission mode. First one, we will see two different modes. The first one is a single file upload. Now, you can enter your submission title, which may be the title of your own work or your thesis or your any of your documents. Then you can click at what can I submit to review the file requirements I just presented. And then you can select your file from your computer or from the Google Drive or Dropbox. Then upload your file. And after that, you will see a preview panel. If everything looks okay, you can click at Confirm your submission, and then the submission is completed. You will see here a notice, congratulations, your submission is complete, blah, blah, blah. And then you can click at Return to the assignment list to wait for the similarity to be generated in the assignment inbox. So that's the first mode, which is single file upload. You can upload one file at a time. And here we also have another mode, which is cut and paste upload. That means just cut and paste a section of the paragraph of text and from, I don't know, from the internet or from your file, and then paste it to the blank. And then you can also submit it to Turnitin to check for the similarity. So that's the same. Enter a submission title, and then paste your text from a document editor or from the internet, and then upload your file. Then please preview it, and then if everything's okay, click at Confirm. Then you will see again the same notice. The submission is completed, and you can go back to the assignment inbox page. So that's very simple. Students only have two different modes to submit your papers. So when we go back to the assignment inbox, the paper we just submitted now is processing. And when this is the first 3 attempts of each folder, it could take about 15 minutes, 30 minutes or more to return your report. And the waiting time depends on the length and the file size of your submission, which means if the file is bigger or the size is very length, you have to wait for more time. The more time it takes. And as long as you have the internet connection, you can always log in your own Turnitin account and submit papers or check the result at any time. You don't have to stay in the campus. You can do it at anywhere, anytime, okay? And when the paper is generated, you can see a color tag and the percentage just as here below. And then the color of the report icon will indicate the similarity score of the paper. It's based on the amount of matching or similar text that was uncovered. The redder the color is, the higher proportion of the text is similar to the data which were indexed in the databases we presented in our previous slides, which is the internet web pages and also the user submissions and also the publications. That means the texts are similar with the databases. However, I have to say that these indices do not reflect whether the paper has or has not been plagiarized. The percentage, the score, always has to be interpreted by human. When you got a high similarity score, the most important thing is to examine the report and to find out the reason why you got a very high similarity result with others' work. And then how can you improve the originality of your own text? Then you can consult your advisor or your instructor to revise your own paper. And the interpretation of this data should be made and discussed between you and your instructor or advisor. So that's a very important thing here. Don't judge the existence of plagiarism or not by checking the similarity score. We will explain later why is the circumstance. And then if you would like to submit your paper, because your department staff will allow students to override the previous submissions until each assignment's due date. So you can use this resubmit button after your first submission, or you can use another different assignment folder to your submissions. The submission count is unlimited. You can resubmit as many times as you want until the due date set up by the instructor. And the Turnitin system will not limit how do you use the assignment, which means you can override the same assignment folder with the same file name, different file name, the same file type, different file type, etc. It will accept. The system can accept any file type that, for example, the DOC, DOCX, or the PDFs, etc. It will not limit depending on your file names or the same or different file types. So after finishing the revision of your paper, you can resubmit again and click at this button, resubmit. And this pop-up will remind you two different things, which is please note that your earlier submission and the report will be overwritten and disappear forever. So if you'd like to keep the previous submission and the report, you have to download it before we resubmit it. And also for each assignment folder, you are allowed 3 resubmission attempts, where the similarity report will generate immediately. However, after 3 attempts, above 4, 5, 6, etc., you will have to wait 24 hours before a new similarity report be generated. So maybe later in the middle of the semester, when you are checking your papers using Turnitin, because every folder you already submitted more than 3 times. So each time when you resubmit, you have to wait for 24 hours to see the new papers. That's not the malfunction of the system. That is because here are a limit of student accounts. Okay, so please bear in mind here are a limit of the first 3 submission. We can see the paper the score immediately. However, after that we have to wait for 24 hours each time when we resubmit. Okay, then we go to the next chapter, which is how to view the similarity report. When we click at the percentage or the color tag in the assignment inbox, we will be led to a new viewer, which will be our similarity reports. From the left-hand side, that is your paper, your text that was submitted to the system. And from the right-hand side, it is the similarity toolbar in red, and also the paper download toolbar in gray. So here, let's start from the similarity toolbar. We can see in your student account, we have 3 different icons. The first one is Match Overview. It shows the highest matches together. The matches will be color-coded, for example, in red, pink, purple, etc. And also you will see the same color at the left-hand side, which will highlight your text. It is listed from highest to the lowest percentage, and only the top or the best matches are shown in this list. And all the underlying the small percentage of the similarities, you can check this icon, and then it will show you the different little small sources within the list, which calls match breakdown. And the second one, the second icon, will be the all sources. And this view will show the similarities with one source at a time. You can also see that here are many different sources which will be listed here. And then you can check it one after another. And all of the sources have been found are displayed and sorted also by the highest percentage to the lowest percentage. Then the last icon will be filter and settings. By using the filter and setting tools, you can exclude certain paragraphs, certain content of your papers, and to drop down the similarity score. But we recommend that if you would like to enable this tool, you have to talk to your advisor or instructor before using it. So here are 3 different icons we can use to check for the similarities. And let's go to the report. Here we can click on the icon of the score and go to this match overview. And here we can know that the sum of the single matches come from the total number of the similarity score. And also, I just mentioned that the color and number tags match each other from the right to the left. For example, here when we click at number 3 in purple, you will see number 3 in purple in your own text. And vice versa, if you would like to click at the number 3 purple paragraphs, and it will lead to these sources, which is the same. And in order to view this match, you can click at the list, or you can click at the paragraph. And you will see here a little window just pop up. For example, here we click on the number 3 in purple, and this side-by-side window shows a preview of the matching text. And this window highlights where the match has been made in the original source text. The same text will be highlighted in the same color. So you will see that the 4 lines here and the 3 lines here are identical. So we can compare the source text with our own text. The most important thing is to examine closely why do the matches occur. For Turnitin, the matches occur, which will be highlighted in different colors because the texts are similar. For example, the presence of common phrases, or the direct quotations, or the bibliography. So we'll leave it to you to examine each of the paragraphs and to check for if it's appropriate quotations or the similarities of the text. So you can ask yourself to confirm, is this highlighted text a quote or common words or common phrases? And did I cite the source correctly? Or should I paraphrase the sentences or paragraph, or to talk to my advisor about his or her the suggestions? You can use the academic writing techniques or consult the advisor on how to revise the high similarity matchings or add more original text using your own words to reduce the text similarity. And here is an article about how to prevent the plagiarism when you are writing your papers. So that's our recommendation when you are checking each of the highlighted paragraphs. Please bear in mind these different questions and then revise your own work. And next, in this side-by-side window, we can see a little icon, which is the full source view. When we click at this full source view icon, the full text will be show up at the right-hand side. And also, if you click at the link, it will lead you to the original web page or the original, the sources, which is similar to your text. And we saw in the beginning of our slides that Turnitin has 3 types of different databases, which is internet, student papers, and the publications. When you are viewing the sources, which is characterized by internet, that means the web pages will be available to be viewed in the full text mode. You can always check every text of within the internet sources because it's open to public. However, when you are checking sources which is marked as student paper, because Turnitin, this company, protects users' privacy and copyright, only you and your instructor are able to check your full text of your own paper. so the full text is remain protected and unable to be viewed by other users. That means when your text or your paper is was indexed in the system by your instructor, no one can see the full text or a name in the system. Only you and your instructor can check for the original text. When you are checking some other sources from other student papers, the title of the source will only display the institution's name. For example, you may see different student papers come from CYCU or from other institutions. And the detail or author information will not be revealed to the public. And normally, the department office will not index or store any of your papers in the database, but we suggest you to confirm with your department office and the advisor who create the class for you before you making submissions. Because sometimes when the instructors or the staffs are not very familiar with the system, they may selected the wrong option, which may indexed or store students' paper in the system. And after you are checking twice or the third time, you will find that the higher similarity score and found that the paper was matching the previous submission, the first draft that you was submitted to. So I will show you how to resolve this issue in our FAQ. Okay, so depends on different sources, we will be able or not to check for the full text. And last one will be publication. Because most of the publications, the journal papers are inaccessible because they are behind a paywall. So if you would like to check some paper, you can click at the source title and it will lead you to the publisher's website. Then you can view the whole article only if your institution has subscribed to the article, the journal or the article. Then you can download it from your institutions and open the PDF and then manually compare it against your own paper within Turnitin. And the next button will be these all source modes. In the all source mode, it will help you to see how much of the similar text come from a single source, which means when we are clicking at one source in the list, you can see the same text will be highlighted only in red. And if I'm toggle between the different another source, the highlighted paragraph will be changed to another text paragraph, which is identical with the another source, etc. And also you can see here are different subsources. You can also click at them and to check what are the similar texts within the small paragraphs. Here I'm showing a view of instructor modes. For your instructor or department staff, they will have a button named Exclude Sources. It's a feature limited to your instructors. If you would need help to remove sources from the report, you can consult your instructor or your department staffs. For example, if you had a previous publications which is very similar, you cited your own work, and it has some paragraphs which is similar to your previous work, and you would like someone to help you to exclude that, you can come to your instructor or your advisor or your department staff who have the instructor account, and then they will be able to exclude these paragraphs for you, exclude the sources for you. That's the exclude source feature in the instructor modes. Okay, and the next one will be this filter and setting tool, which is similar to a funnel, this funnel tool. When you use this funnel tool, it will reduce the similarity index score and refine the number of matches shown in the report. And this function can filter out bibliographical material and quotations and the small matches. The first feature is exclude quotes. That means the system will disregard any matches that use the following quotation marks. You can see here are different types of marks. We can see that in our examples. Here my quotation has using this quotation marks. And when we tick at the exclude quotes, then click at applying changes, you will see that the result, the paragraph just be excluded from the report and the similarity may drop down. It will help you to exclude all of the paragraphs which has used the quotation marks in the same paper at one time. And then the second tool will be to exclude the bibliographical material. For Turnitin, it will disregard any matches after the heading, which means the system will only recognize the correct headings. You have to use reference, references, resource, resources, bibliography, literature, etc. You can check the list in this link. So for my example, I put this heading, reference, before my list of my references. And then here I just came to the filter settings tool and tick at the box, exclude bibliography, and then apply the changes. And after that, the system will search this heading and then help you to exclude that paragraphs. So that check our result here. Okay, so all the highlighted similarities, the matches just disappear after we using the second tool, and then similarity also drop down. That's the second one. And the last one will be exclude sources that are less than certain words or certain percentage. Please note that these functions of excluding material are approximate, and it always has to be judged by human. So you have to talk to your department or your advisor if it's appropriate for you to use this feature or not. Because in a large document, even a set of 1% can exclude many things, very large matches or sources. So please use it very carefully and consult your advisor how much sources you are allowed to exclude. For my example to this class, for example, I am putting input 1% of the sources. And after that, when I I use the apply changes and I go to the sources mode, I can see that all the matches, all the sources that are less than 1% similarity are removed from the list. And also the similarity score will be refreshed and dropped down. So that's all of the features, the functions in the filter and settings. And then we have some FAQs from instructors and from the students. Could you tell me how many % of the similarity score given by the system is appropriate? In my case, I got something from the system. Is it okay? I think everyone will have some criteria in your mind, but I have to explain that the system is not a tool to detect, it is only a tool to detecting the similarity, text similarities. The score is not a plagiarism indicator. So the indices do not reflect the system's assessment of whether a paper has or has not been plagiarized. We also have to talk to the professionals such as our professors, advisors, etc. It is required. So do not judge the existence of plagiarism only by the similarity score. And a high similarity score does not necessarily mean there are plagiarism, because it may include false positives. What are the false positives? It could be, the first one is terms usually used in your research field, or grammatical terms, names, affiliations, method, and methodology, which are okay for use in your research. When you talk to your the professionals, if they say it's okay, that will be okay. And the second one, references list, properly cited or quoted text, or text for permission has been received. And the third one, your own published paper or work stored in the student paper databases. For example, if your advisor, your instructor has indexed some of your homework in the system or your middle test paper, etc. And after that, if you used the same text in your dissertation or thesis, you may find that your thesis or dissertation has matched to the previous work index in the system, etc. So if there has a big chunk of similarity text, you could try to rewrite them using the paraphrase or summarize techniques. If the content cannot be rewritten, you can discuss it with your advisor, and they may help you to exclude certain sources that belong to the false positives. And you can also use the filter to exclude quotation or the bibliography to reduce the similarity score. So, therefore, it will be no magical score about everyone's paper. So it depends on the research fields and also depends on your department. You can consult your own department about what is the appropriate or the best practice of your own research fields. The best way is discussing the appropriate criteria with your department office or your instructor advisors. If you would like to publish your manuscript in the publishers, please go to their website to search for their policies. So that's the suggestion we can provide. The last one will be how to download the similarity report. And after completing your revision, you can click at the button, the arrow in gray, to download the similarity report. Here we have to click at the first one, which is current view. In the current view, you can download the similarity report in a PDF format and then submit it to your department or your advisor if it's needed. And the second one, digital receipt, is to download a digital receipt in PDF format, which indicates the author's name, the titles, and the dates, which submission dates, etc. But we think you may not need this document. And the third one is the original submitted file. If you would like to re-download that, you can do that. Then you can check the downloaded PDF report in your download folder. And here will be a cover, indicates the submission title and the author name and also the small details. And then from the second page, you will see the original text with highlighted matches, which as we can see in the match overview mode. And then the last page will be a summary, which you can see the similarity index when you download your paper, and also how many texts are similar between different of the sources, which is internet, publications, and student papers. And after that will be the primary sources, which will be the source indicates the same colors in the previous paragraphs, and also its similarity score of the match. Then in the button, you will see the filter settings. If you have enabled, for example, quotes or bibliography or small matches or source, it will show on or the percentage you have made to exclusion. So your staff or your instructor may examine this section about how many filter and settings you have been used or if it's appropriate or not. He or she may come to you and ask you to submit another paper which has not enabled these filter tools. And then the last icon will be the I represents information of the paper. Here is the submission ID. If you encounter any issues when you using Turnitin, you can contact the library staff with the error screenshot and the submission ID, and we are glad to help you to resolve your issues. And then will be the submission count. This number indicates how many times have you submitted the papers to one assignment folder. Remember that we just explained for every student, if you submit it to one assignment folder over 3 times, each time from the 4, 5, 6, etc., we have to wait for 24 hours before a new similarity report can be generated. So if you would like to check how many times you have been used the folder, you can check this submission count in the previous similarities report. Okay, let's go to the last chapter, which is our frequent asked questions. First one, I have been waiting for several hours, but my similarity report is still processing, and how can I do for that? The first step, you can confirm the assignment setting with your department office staff or your instructor, and they can check the instructions here. because if your advisor or instructors select the wrong selection, it will cause that you cannot check your similarity reports. That's sometimes it happens. And the second one, you can check your paper. If your paper contains lots of graphics and formulas, or is very large, or has several hundred pages length, it will take comparatively long to generate the report. Then the third one is the most important one, which is examine the submission counts. If you have already submitted papers more than 3 times, you have to wait for 24 hours, then you will see a new similarity report paper in your account. For the first two options, if you still cannot see the report, you can contact library along with the error screenshots, or go to the department staff. They will help you to resolve these issues. If that's the third one case, you can consult the department office staff or instructor to if they allow to create a new assignment folder for you, and then you can submit your paper to the new folder and to check the paper immediately. The second question, I got a high similarity score and the first matches are my previous strat. What can I do? I mentioned in the chapter when we are interpreting the similarity report, that may be because your instructor inadvertently indexed or stored your papers or student drafts in the database. So please ask the instructor making permanent paper deletion request to the administrator in the institution. And after they help you to delete it from the database, you will not have this high similarity score to the previous drafts. And this chart is for your instructor, and they can check how are the details of the submissions in their accounts, and then they have to help you to make the permanent deletion request to the administrator to follow the whole instructions. Then you will your issues will be resolved after that. So if that's the case, you can ask your instructor or department staff following this chart and ask the administrators how can they do. Okay, and here are some resources. I just present another time for how can we check for the resources. Okay, here are our the website of the school's library, and then you can check the reference button in the center. Then you can see this academic integrity item. It's in Chinese. However, you can click at the system introduction here, and it will lead you to the digital resources system. And here, if this page is in Chinese, you can toggle between English at the top right of the page, and you will see here all the informations, including the manuals, the guides, and also the related links or the instructions or some videos. And for today's handouts, let's go back to our website. Also, in the reference button, click at the database promotion item. Then scroll down to the last one. You can see Turnitin. Then we will upload the video and the handout after 1 week. Okay, for everyone, you can follow these steps to find out the handout for today. Okay, so I think that's my end of my presentation. So I'd like to check if everyone has any question related to how to use the system. Please raise your hand about that, and I'll give you a microphone. Have any questions related to how to use the system? Don't be afraid. Any further questions? Oh, okay. If you can come to me if you would like to have some personal questions after the courses. Okay. So I think that's the end of the course, and I'd like to and thank you everyone for your time to being here, and also in advance happy Christmas vacations for you. Thank you.